Everything you need to know for APCSA Unit 2, Using Objects, starting now. A class is a blueprint for objects. These can include constructors, instance variables, and methods. An object is a specific instance of a class that instantiates the class's attributes and can access its corresponding methods. Constructors create new objects. It includes its name, which should have the same name as a class, and its parameter list, which has its values, types, and names, otherwise known as formal parameters. Actual parameters are the values that you pass in using call by value when you call the constructor's signature, and all values passed must match the types defined in the formal parameter list. Constructors can be overloaded, which means that a class has multiple constructors defined, each with a different signature. To create an object, we need to use the new keyword along with a class's constructor, also making sure that the object's type is defined correctly. Otherwise, your object will point to a null reference, meaning there's no reference associated with any object. If we try to call a method with an undefined object, it will throw an exception. But if we have some objects defined, we can start using methods from the object's class to control the object's behavior. To call non-static methods, we use the object name, the dot operator, the method name, then an open close parentheses. If the method is void, there's no return value. If the method has no parameters, then these parentheses indicate an empty parameter list. However, if the method has parameters, we need to provide the values in the parameter list, making sure to match the order and type in the method signature. Just like constructors, methods can be overloaded when there are multiple methods with the same name, but with different method signatures. Non-void methods are called the same way as void methods, but the difference is that they have a return value that has the same type as the method signature. In order to use a return value, it has to be stored in a variable with the correct type or used in an expression that utilizes the type correctly. String objects can be created by calling the string class constructor or by using string literals. We can concatenate strings together by using the plus or plus equals operators, resulting in a new string object. We can also convert non-string objects to strings implicitly by using these operators. Escape sequences start with a backslash and allow us to represent characters that we can't type directly due to the nature of the string object. An important aspect about string objects is that they're immutable, meaning that string methods can't change string objects directly. One more important thing about strings is its indexing. String objects have index values from 0 up to the string's length -1. If you try to access an index outside of this range, you'll throw an exception. Here's some important string methods that you'll use often. These methods are part of the java.lang package, so they're available to use immediately since they're automatically imported for Java programs. Another method that's used for readability purposes is the toString method, where it lets you print out object references as a string. Here's some methods from the math class that might be useful. These are also part of the java.lang package, so they're available to use immediately. These methods are all static methods, so in order to call them, we need to use the class name, which is math in this case, the dot operator, and then the method name as well as whatever parameter list it entails.